wasn't planning on becoming a preacher.
Yeah.
I just wanted to maintain my status.
Okay, so you go to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
That is like night and day in 2001.
Yeah. Yes.
From where you're going, it's like going into Nyeri to Nairobi.
Yes. So it's like, you can say that. Or Nakuru to Nairobi. Nakuru to Nairobi is more like it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, there's elements that you understand, but this is like a whole different place. So my bro moves out of college, because he was living in a dorm.
Is he running?
Yeah.
He's maintaining.
He's maintaining. Now he's about to finish college. He was going to his senior year because he graduated in 2002. Me, I'm supposed to graduate since I went in 2000, I'm supposed to graduate in 2004. Hey, your graduation. But I'll talk about that. So, we moved to a place called Prince George's County. We call it PG County. It's right on the border of DC and Maryland. But now we're on the Maryland side. But it's one train stop to my bro's school. So we get an apartment. We are 3 of us. At that point, we are able to afford because it's 3. So you split it 3 ways. So it was $915. You split it 3 ways, it's like 300 and something.
And so you get a job.
Yeah. Now I get a job. What job do I get? I get a job as a cashier in Safeway. Safeway is a supermarket like Quick Mart.
Finally, I know somewhere. Like you mentioned, these are joint 7. I don't know what.
So Safeway, I'm standing over there in a line. They don't allow cashiers to sit down, so you could be standing up for like 4 or 5 hours before you even get a break. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was that machine. That machine, I'm checking out people. It just go beep, beep, beep. And I'm telling them, okay, your total is like 300 and something. They give me like 350, your change is $25 and whatever cents. I go home. Who? I'm in my head. I'm sleeping, but I'm hearing this sound in my head. So we got a 2-bedroom. Me and Mike, we are sharing a room.
Yeah, your bro?
No, the other guy.
Oh, okay.
So we are sharing a room. And you remember, we don't have so much money, so we have to share a room. And anyway, I'm like, man, you went to a boys' school. Yeah, it's all good. You know how to live with guys. It's not a big deal. See, we're over there. I start handing him change at night.
Yes, in your dream.
Yeah. That sound is just going in my head all day. Beep, beep, beep. And I'm talking. So one day he woke up, he's like, why you handing me change at night? And I'm like, what? And then I used to get like 2 hours of sleep. So, man, one day I woke up, man. I went, picked up. So it was payday. I went and picked up my check. And the supervisor handed me my check. He's like, why did you come pick up your check? You know, you're working today. I'm like, once she gave me my check, I'm like, no, I'm not coming. I quit. Yeah. And I didn't have a job to go to. Yeah. I quit. That was the first day I slept like 8 hours without hearing anything in my head. So I had no regrets about quitting that job. Yeah. Then I went to UPS. Worked another buddy of mine now.
How long did it take you to get that other job?
Not long, because a buddy of mine who you've worked at UPS, like, come work at UPS. Morning shift, loading those trucks. You see these trucks, the brown trucks you see? There's a line. When those packages are coming, there's a line. And if you ruin it, you'll be cast out by the guy who's on the other. It's like, what the he's so chilly. What are you doing? You're messing up the thing. So we did that. You have to be at the plant at 4:30
a.m.
Because your shift is from you have to be there at 4 in the morning, because your shift is from 4 to 8. And then those guys, the truck drivers, have to leave out. 7. They have to leave out at 7. And then, so it was a part-time job. Man, one day my buddy came. His name is called Jose. I know he'll see this and start laughing.
He's Kenyan?
Yeah. Most of my friends at this point are Kenyan. And now DC has a huge population of Kenyans. So he comes, he's coming to pick me up. He honks. I'm like, I am now waking up. I am not going anywhere today. He called me like, I told him, man, Jose, job is easy, but this thing is rough. So he's like, okay, my mom is working for this company. you know, and they've been hiring. So you go apply over there. I ask him where it is, and he tells me, and I go. And I got that job, and I worked that job for 13 years.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You're killing me. Okay, we're coming to that job, and you tell us what that job is. But first, even before, you guys like your stories. So, I want to understand, now when you come to DC, it's you and your bro?
Me and my bro and Mike.
Mike is that Canadian guy. Then now your bro introduces you to the Kenyan community.
Yes, because there's a church over there called Umoja, Swahili church. So that's where everybody's going.
And it's more like so guys are going there just because you get to meet home.
Yeah. And that's why I met my wife.
What? So we weren't going to church because that you want inspiration?
I went to church because that's where my brother was going. But
were you going to church here when you were in Kenya?
Yeah, I was raised Catholic.
Oh,
but by the time I was getting to high school,
church was for you, for the folks.
Yeah.
So, but your bro, that means your bro must have been a bit straight for him to still be going to church at this time.
My bro is born again.
Nice.
He's
again, who you meet?
Yeah.
So your bro, if he was a party guy, you'd have.
Oh man, I would have gone down the drain. Yeah.
So your bro is now he's the one who takes you to this church.
Yeah, but remember, my relationship with my bro is not even. It's very different because he's a born again, you know, and he's very, you know. He's very, he values his Christian whatever, but he's my brother.
Yeah.
So me, you know, like the way you're like, okay, that guy is born again.
Yeah.
No, me, I know that guy is my brother. That's how I know him. And remember, we're 15 months apart. So every stage of our lives, we have been together.
Yeah. You're almost like twin bros.
Yes. Actually, if you see us now, people have been mistaking us now because we're all bald, we wear glasses, and we've put on weight, so we're like looking like twins.
That small shirt.
Like a small shirt has now, instead of like going this way, it's like going
Hey bro, that shirt is small.
Yeah, there's a
stomach belt.
It's funny because when we were this, you know, past all, I walked out. We were in Wasini, and we were going to the boat rides so that we can go see the dolphins and snorkeling. And I came out with Kashat, and he looked at my wife and like, did you let him get out with that one? Because now my belly is showing. I was like, you leave me alone. So we're at that stage of like, you know, but we've been literally together. We've been apart with my brother, I think his first year of high school. The 2 years he was in the US in a different state. And then later on, when he moved from Maryland to Michigan, and he was in Michigan for like 4 years, and then we ended up going to Texas.
Yeah.
So me and my brother have never been apart from, and you know, I'm thinking of it right now. We have never been apart for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to find out about this Kenyan community. So does it help your time abroad in any way? Of course it does. It gives you the jobs. Like
because now
jobs are being referred by guys.
Yes, and then you go from meeting few people. St. Louis had a Kenyan community, but remember at that time I was going through a lot, so I never really bonded with them, and I became a loner. So I became a gym rat and a workaholic. Then I come to St. Louis, my brother is there, so there's that comfort. You ease up, but you know, he introduces me to the church. In the church, there's different people. You know, now I also get to meet, my in-laws were going there, the whole family, because the whole family is there. So I even meet, you know, I become friends with my wife's brother, you know, back then. And like I was telling you, the sister, I know the whole family. So we, you know, that church became like, you know people there, then you start knowing them outside. And then my brother has other friends. So I meet this guy we befriend this guy called Jose, you know, and
again a Kenyan.
He's called
Jose.
Yeah. And he's also Joseph, yeah. But we call him Jose. I'm a Moduri. So that's how my dad calls him. Because now remember, all of these people that I'm becoming friends with, my parents get to know them. Because my dad is still coming.
Oh, he's still coming, huh?
Yeah, because my dad, when I moved to DC, my dad came. And when I was in Missouri, my dad came. Right before like summer.
Okay.
He was there. So he's getting to meet all these different people. And so Jose is the one we bonded more in Maryland. We became very good friends. We're still good friends even now. And you maintain relationships because you need them. You know, and especially like you were saying, if it's a guy, if a stand-up guy, you know, character and all of that, you want to associate with, you know, someone who you can depend on, someone who's focused, because you can get derailed very easily. And because of stress, you can, you know, get into like
the wrong stuff
just to numb different things.
And do you now get to become close with I like your American pal, do you get to become close with people from America?
Yeah,
like the way you go with Jose?
Yes. So I still maintain my friendship with Jamil.
Yeah, Jamil.
So Jamil is coming to visit.
Oh.
Yeah, and I introduced her. Even when my bro came, I introduced her to my bro.
Okay.
And then she comes. So when she's coming, she knows my bro. Then she meets Mike. So they become friends. So this whole circle keeps on growing to a point where like I don't need to be there for them to hang out.
Okay, nice.
So, we are all hanging, you know, sticking together. So Mike and my bro, they graduate, and before they Mike gets a job with GE, and my bro is, you know, starts tamaking. He becomes a salesman. Selling, and let me tell you, that guy pulled it. I don't know what he was selling, but man, that thing was a scam. Now Mike leaves. So it's me and my bro. We have a whole apartment. Now it goes from
three something
to
400.
Hey, why? Now my bro is, when he was in school, when he moved out, I think they were being given money for not being in school. The money that was supposed to, they're being given, and that's what they're using for rent. Now that money is no longer there. So it's now, I think the struggling story of me and my bro starts there. And that makes our bond even stronger, because now we know we have each other. So I remember my mom came. I was working, but the money wasn't enough, because this is very expensive.
Where have you started working? What's this place that
now
you started
this
working?
I get the job at the other place where now Jose's mom used to work there.
What's it called?
It's called Community Support Services. So it deals with children who have autism. So it's a program. Is
mom and us?
No.
Okay.
So
Therapist?
So most of the people in Kenya work in home care.
Yes.
Or nursing.
Yep.
You know, like,
Hash is in home care.
And it doesn't require like that one. The skill level, there's a lot of money. There's hours.
My sister-in-law is
there's hours to do. There's hours. It's all about hours. Hey, unasikia watu, hey, leo niko double. Unataka niko double. That means double shifts. You know, you're moving from one place to the other. Like, let me tell you, the hustle in the US. I'll say this: mukikula pesa za watu, man, just know how hard they've worked for that money. Some people don't get to sleep in their bed for like 2-3 days. Anatoka hii job anaenda ile ingine.
Yeah, then they're sending you money.
They're sending you money to build them a house, or like most of the times when they're sending this money, it's a retirement plan. Then mnakula yote, and you wonder why they don't talk to you. You're lucky, because some others would actually probably do worse. Yeah, because when you hear some of the stories, you're like, hey. And now, even with, you know, for me, luckily, it goes back to family.
Yeah.
Relationship with parents.
I've heard horror stories. There's a guy who we sell for land, a channel called Own Land in Kenya, Goshen Acquisition. So in fact, his biggest clientele is the diaspora. Yeah. And it's so funny. Do you know how we made his channel popular? We did videos on how to not get conned from the diaspora. Because we need that information. We need that information. And we need it's just trust. Yep. And people are getting conned by their fathers, by their brothers, by their best friends, like they're not getting conned by strangers. You know the thing about being
actually conned? Strangers are actually the ones who are actually
helping.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's sad.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to do this channel. Sometimes people don't understand how much work is happening. Dude, from the time you're 20, all you've been talking about is work.
It's work. I haven't even mentioned my music.
Exactly.
It's work.
I'm still like, guys, this sounds like a struggling diaspora story.
Yes.
And I don't mean it in a negative way.
No.
But I'm just trying to show the reality that we understand if you've not been abroad. and if you're not from a super well-to-do family, and even if you're from just a well-to-do family, you're not doing badly. Your folks are not doing badly.
No, my folks are not doing badly.
But it's a hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how many jobs you're talking about doing. Look at your life. Look at you sleeping. Look at how many jobs you've quit.
That's there's some, man, even like my bro has his own story.
Yep.
My friend Eliud has his own story. My Agatha has her own story. She's a professor now. She teaches mathematics in university. You know, Eliud is working in the healthcare industry. My bro is working in like, once you look where they've come and where they are now, you cannot appreciate the journey because it teaches you like to be hard. You know, like and go hard for what you want. You have to. You can't
go hard or literally go home.
Or go hard, or man, or someone will be scrubbing the floor with you. That's how it is. It's not easy.
Okay,
but then again, it's not hard because if you know what you want and you go for it, US is the best place. You know,
that's even what I'm coming to here. You know, in Kenya, you see the way you've talked about, I stopped working here, I want to go to a job here. We've got guys here with degrees, guys here who are so skilled. You're seeing a guy standing on the road with a paper saying, I will work for whatever, I have a degree in actuarial science, and there's no jobs.
No.
The thing that I liked about states at the time that you're talking about the story, I don't know if that's how it is now, but there was a lot of, if you have work opportunities.
Back then there used to be, but I think the difference with the US is that you could hit a hard spot and maybe your profession, things are not looking up, and maybe there's a job that you want, but you could pick up something else that has nothing to do with what you do, your career or your education, and just work and be able to at least make some money. You know, like I have friends, you know, who things didn't work out, you know, they got laid off, and the Jama is like, okay, I have a Prius, it's good on gas, Uber. And I chapa Uber. And the guy pays all the bills in the house. I think there's a level of maturity and humility that has to come with it. Understanding that your kids don't care whether, they'll be like, hey, there's no juice in the house. There's no, daddy, I want an iPad. You know, every other kid has an iPad, you know. Those kids don't know and also it's partly how they are raised. Yeah. Which also you can blame the parents. Me, I'll speak for myself. Because speaking for other people doesn't always end up well. So speak for myself and my family. You have to learn balance on what you give your kids. You have to learn balance on how you raise your kids.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's continue this journey because I want to hear how all this evolves into music, and then now let guys know go on.
So this whole time I'm just a consumer of music. So see, I think US. I'm in St. Louis, I have my kaka. What's the first thing? Oh yeah, you asking me how am I spending my money? I bought a subwoofer and amplifier, the biggest. I had no trunk space. When I mean I had no trunk space,
there was a speaker in the car.
The whole speaker took up the trunk. There was just enough space for me to put my basketball shoes in my ball. That's it. I was buying CDs right and left. I had, back then it was CDs. So I had a nice system with a CD changer. And then I was buying CDs. I had like 3, those zip bags you open. I had those big ones. I had 3 of them. That's how I was wasting. Well, I don't say I was wasting my money because I still have those CDs in the house. But that's how I was spending my money. Remember, I don't drink.
And those things formed you.
Yeah, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never used to go out to clubs or anything. So that was my outlet.
Nice. A big one because...
A big one. When I tell you like... I have, like I was looking, like my office where my studio is, if you look in the back, you see them like 2 levels stacked up. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Kenyan music, have you started listening to it?
At that point, when I was living here, before I left, I remember we went to Splash. And it was that's the first time I saw Kalamashaka. Into who else? K South.
Yep.
And
It was there because I've
yeah.
interviewed Atemi, and Atemi even said she was there.
Yeah, and I remember because she talked about it. I was like, yeah, I was there. But now I was on Uko stage. Like I'm like, hey, now me, I'm not dancing or anything. I'm watching. I'm like, what does now my interest has already picked at that time. I'm like, how can I be over there? Because now I'm thinking, oh, okay, how can I be an artist? It's because I was like, okay, maybe I need to overcome my stage fright. One day I'll be over there. Because even if I never went to the US, I think I would have still been in the industry.
Yep.
Yeah. So I see them. So I'm listening to. That's what I'm listening to, but I wasn't listening to the Kapuka when now Ogopa and Caliph. No.
That time you already left anyway.
I'd already left.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was picking up. But I remember Issa. I remember Nameless. But I was leaving when they were coming up.
Yep.
And when I was leaving, some of the music had started coming on radio.
Yep. And
'Cause
now when
even
you're in the States?
In the States, sasa huko, now you go there and you're being bombarded with American music.
I get.
And then you can buy CDs and everything. So I buy all the people that I grew up liking in the 90s, the R&B. So now I delve deep into R&B music.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, we're very similar.
I know,
That 90s R&B was insane.
Even now, I still listen to it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So what I do now is like, I'm like, do I buy it on iTunes or do I repeat and put it on my comp and then I put it on my phone?
Yep.
That's what I do sometimes.
Yep.
Like, at that time, one of the biggest people that I was looking up to at that time was Ted Josiah. Because that's the guy, you're thinking Hardstone, Ohiki.
Yep.
Because when Ohiki was coming out, I was still here. Was it Swahili Nation?
Yep, Swahili Nation.
Swahili Nation. That, kina Zanaziki. Because I remember now, Kenyan music now starting to come into play for me when I think of Kenyan music, like crossing over to pop, leave alone like KBC or VOK. Now crossing over, I remember Jimmy Gathu.
Yep.
So that's, and then kina Zanaziki. And what was interesting, I think the group Zanaziki, one of the members, the father and my dad used to work together.
What?
But they were older than us, yeah. His name was Mr. Nyaga. But we were younger. The daughter was way older than us. So they were in the same group with kina Susan Gashukia.
Yeah.
So that's the music that I remember. And then on top of that, like the usual kina Daudi Kabaka, all that stuff, because it was being played a lot. Growing up, that was played a lot on KBC.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now, again, I like that jump. So now let's go back into you and your bro,
Kumedhoka.
Things, I think.
Hey, man, so me, and then like you say, it's all about goodwill. Me and my bro now, rent, it's hard because now remember he's Tamakin and it's a commission job. Hey, kumbe even the US there's conmen. Those guys are connies. Hey, no pay.
Ooh. So
we have to pay rent. Why? Who told you like we didn't write a check that there's no money in the bank account, but you just want to buy time.